Yo, what's up everybody? Jumping here. Today I'm going to be showing you guys my Salarian operator build in Mass Effect Andromeda. Now this guy is an ultra rare class and he's absolutely amazing. There's no doubt about it. Definitely the best engineer in the game in my opinion. So let's go ahead and get started. So for the weapon I'm going to be using in the gameplay is going to be the N7 Hurricane. Now I really don't recommend this weapon only because it just doesn't have a lot of ammo. So the gun that I normally like to use is the Talon. And if not the Talon, I would also say the Equalizer is an excellent choice. And there's a bunch of guns that you can try on them, but those would be my three main guns, the Hurricane, the Equalizer, and the Talon that I like to use on him. Now for the gameplay, I'm going to be using the brand new equipment that will increase damage by 10% for pistols and assault rifles, so it's really good. That's pretty much it for the weapon, so let's go ahead and get into the build now. The main thing about this guy, which is a big bummer, is that he's ultra rare, so it's going to take forever to unlock his cards so that you can get more points for the build. So we have to work with what we got. Now his main power that he has that no one else has is Invasion. And this is an amazing power, there's no doubt about it. It's one of the best debuffers. I still think the Asari Adept is the best debuffer, or at least Annihilation is. But this is also extremely good. If you combine the two together, it's really fucking crazy. If you haven't tried that yet, you have to try it. Because you can kill every enemy so fucking fast. But the main thing about this is that it's going to debuff the enemies 25%. And it's going to be able to spread to other enemies around the affected enemy. So the first thing I like to go for is actually Outbreak. Because this is going to affect up to 3 enemies when you initially use it. Now that's not only good for spreading to other enemies, because the more enemies that it's affecting, the more likely it is that it's going to spread. If you use this on one enemy and then you kill that enemy right away, well guess what? It's not going to spread. And that can happen because maybe your teammate is shooting that enemy. So normally if you really want it to spread good, you have to hit something that is big and powerful, like a Hydra or a Krogan or something like that. Because it's going to take a while to kill him and it has a lot more time to spread. But still, with Outbreak, the chance of it spreading is much higher because you're actually hitting multiple enemies with it. Besides that, if you're ever in a pinch and you're about to die, you can actually use Invasion and it does a super stun. And that will buy you time to kill those enemies that would have killed you because you were able to stun the fuck out of them. Now the next one I like to go for is going to be Epidemic, which is going to increase the duration by 40% and the spread radius by 20%. Now the other one here is not bad either. It's going to up that debuff to 35%, which is good. But I definitely like this one more just because I want it to spread to as many enemies as possible. And this definitely does help with that. The duration is not bad either. Now the final perk that I don't go for right now. Once I max this build out, I probably would go for the final perk. But for now, I don't. Because I really don't think that it's really needed. It's pretty cool and it's kind of like ridiculous. But pretty much what this perk does, it makes it so that if you use Invasion and it spreads to a bunch of enemies, which it can and it will, then you will steal every fucking kill pretty much in the game. It's really fucking crazy. You will see nothing but Invasion, 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 Invasion. Because if the enemy is affected with Invasion and then they fall below 15% health, they will automatically die from the power. And you will steal every fucking kill. It also does an explosion that will also do a little bit of damage, but from my testing, I really feel like that damage is not that great. So the main thing about this perk is that it's going to make it so that you can steal every kill. And I just feel like that's a little bit dirty and cheap, and I don't really want that, especially right now. It's not necessary at the lower card level. I want to get other things that will keep me alive and also benefit me and my team more. I don't really need this because it's just not necessary. Now moving on to his main power that I like to use on him is Shield Boost. Shield Boost is fucking amazing. A lot of people say that the Operator is really squishy. Well, if you use Shield Boost correctly, you'll pretty much like never die. And this is a really awesome power. Now I'm just going to show you this before I actually get into it. If you look at the duration of the Shield Restore, it's 8 seconds. If you look at the recharge speed, it's 11 seconds. So there's only 3 seconds there where you're not going to be getting your shields back. So yeah, that's really awesome. So let's go ahead and get into it. Now the first thing I like to go for is Restoration. I want to restore as many shields as possible because I want this to help me a lot. It's all about the duration of the restore. I don't really care about the initial restore. That does help, but that duration of constant restore is really good. The next one I like to go for is Recharge Speed because you want to be able to use this as much as possible. And the final one I like to go for is duration. This will up that duration to 8 seconds, and because of recharge speed, it will lower the recharge speed to 11 seconds. So overall, this is an amazing power. This will help you stay alive, and it's really, really nice. Now, overload is another awesome power, but you really don't need to upgrade this at all. Like, I have this at 2, but you can keep this at 1 to be quite honest. It's just a really good power. Now, if I had the card maxed out, I would definitely probably try to get it to 4 just so I can get the recharge speed. But that's pretty much it. I don't really think you need anything else but that. But leaving it at 1 is perfectly fine. It's not a big problem. Now, offensive tech is pretty dope, but the main thing here we're going for is going to be power damage and duration, because this is going to benefit not only evasion, but it's going to benefit shield boost, which is what you want. You want that to tick as long as possible. So this is actually really nice. And support system is pretty much the same thing. This is going to increase your health, it's going to increase your shields, which is nice because it's going to keep you alive. But one of the things we're going to go for is duration. This is going to benefit not only shield boost, but also evasion. So this is really, really good. And the final thing is going to be support system, which is an amazing perk because not only do you get shields and health, you also get power restoration and defense. Pretty much meaning that this is going to increase the power of shield boost. It's going to make it restore more shields, and I'm pretty sure it's going to make it restore more shields per second. So that is really awesome. Alrighty guys, that's going to pretty much do it for the build. The main thing about this guy is that all of his powers are amazing. You have an amazing debuffing power, you have an amazing defense power, and you have an amazing detonating power. So overall, he is fantastic. So now we're going to get into the gameplay. And trust me, it's absolutely ridiculous what you can actually do with this guy and how easy it is to stay alive as well. Alrighty guys, this is going to be the gameplay. It's going to be on Firebase 0 and it's going to be on Gold. Now the first thing I want to say about this guy, I don't like the name. I know that sounds so stupid, but for some reason every time I think of this dude, I think of the Salarian operative, because Salarians are kind of known for being spies and they're into like espionage and things like that. And operative sounds like a spy name. So I always think that that's his name, but it's actually operator. What the fuck? Like, that's just stupid to me. But that's really the only bad thing about him. Everything else is fucking amazing. Seriously, he is one of the classes that I will by far say he deserves to be an ultra rare. Now, I personally don't think any class should be an ultra rare because it's so hard to get the goddamn class at that point. And that is a real bummer. Maxing his card out is going to take probably a year. And that's really fucking stupid. I don't like that because I want to get all his points so I can do a lot of really awesome things with this build. But as it is right now, I will say that this build is really, really good the way it is. Even if you only have the card at 1, you can make this build work, no problem. And yeah, it's just fucking amazing. Now, the reason I went for shield boost over everything else, because a lot of people would probably go ahead and argue about invasion and getting the final perk. I don't like that. Now, you guys should know that I'm a total fucking kill whore. I love to kill all the enemies. I love to kill things really fast. That's just what I'm all about. But invasion is just a little cheap for me because it's like kind of dirty. The fact that it can steal every fucking kill. If you set that up right, you can steal every kill, but you're not going to get like a lot of points for that. Because if someone else damages the enemy, they're going to get a lot of points for damaging that enemy, and you're going to get some free points for just stealing the last 15% of the health. And that's pretty much it. So is it really worth it? I personally don't think so. The explosion itself that it causes is just not that great. The power overall is fucking awesome. And the fact they gave him overload and shield boost, like what the fuck, dude? Like engineer wise, there's no doubt if you can unlock this dude, this should be your main engineer. The only other engineer that even comes close to this is kind of the human engineer. He has a lot going for him as well, and I do like him a lot. But if I had to choose which one I was going to play on gold especially, it's got to go to the operator. He's just so fucking badass. There's another thing that I do want to say about him that really does bug me, and that's the voice actor. I fucking can't stand that. So I definitely would recommend turning your dialogue off. Unfortunately, I forgot to do that in this gameplay, and it really fucking bugs me, man. It really does. But the big problem is that I like to play campaign. I've been kind of getting into it, and because I'm getting into campaign, I'll go and play that for a while, then I'll go and play multiplayer, and I forget to turn the dialogue off because I just cannot stand the voice actors in this game, at least for multiplayer. I think the single player is okay. Like, there's some moments that are like cringe-worthy, that's for sure. But for the most part, I think it's fine the way it is. And I know that's a big gripe a lot of people have, but I thought the voice acting is pretty good. But for multiplayer, it's a fucking disaster. There's no doubt about it. And the Salarians, they say some of the most fucking annoying shit. Like, this dude will say, "Friendly neighborhood Hydra." What the fuck is that? Why are you so happy? Like, why do you sound cheerful, dude? Like, this is a fight for your life, you know? Hold the motherfucking line. We Salarians, we gotta fucking be talking really fast, and we have to be, like, afraid and fucking scared. Like, I would be. I don't know. I just think it's really dumb how all of the people in this game, at least for multiplayer, are just fucking cheerful as fuck. That's just stupid. But let me go ahead and talk about the build now, because this build is just fucking amazing. Now, I really wouldn't recommend the N7 Hurricane. I'm using it in this gameplay because I didn't really want to use the Talon. I recently just used that on my Turian Soldier, which right now I've been using the Revenant on him. Because a lot of people, of course, were talking about that the Revenant's amazing, and I knew it was. I recommended it as a gun. I said it was a good gun for him. But what I didn't realize was, like, how amazing it can be once you level it up, and also if you do the ammo glitch, which I'm doing in this gameplay as well. And the Hurricane is just so much better with the ammo glitch, guys. Like, the ammo glitch is amazing, and I really hope they don't fix it, which they probably will, because they're a bunch of fucking bastards. But right now, if you do the ammo glitch, you can actually make this game feel a lot more like Mass Effect 3 in terms of, like, killing the fucking enemies. And that's amazing. Like, I love being able to kill enemies really fucking fast. And with the ammo glitch, this is how it should be. Like, the Hurricane should kill this fast, and the Revenant should be able to kill as fast as it can on the Turian Soldier. Because let me tell you, if you guys haven't tried that yet, you have to try it. I'm really thinking about doing a gameplay and just showing it. I might not commentate it. I might just, like, record a random gameplay of me doing it and showing it off, like, on how amazing your DPS can be. But honestly, maybe the Hurricane would have more DPS on the Soldier, but the Revenant has better range, so I don't know. I think the Revenant is a better gun for him, where the Hurricane is a really close range gun. Now, normally, I like to use the Talon on him, and the Talon is great for him, but the Hurricane is fine as well. My biggest problem with the Hurricane is the ammo. And you're going to see that in this gameplay. Like, I just run out of ammo so fucking fast. In a lot of ways, I think the Charger might be better, at least for that aspect. Because if you have a Charger 10, it's not a bad gun, and you also have a lot of ammo for it. And normally I use thermal clips, and it's not a really big problem at that point. But because of the new equipment that recently came out, I definitely like using that now. Because 10% more damage, I'll fucking take it. I'll take any extra damage I can get. And by the way, guys, BioWare did do a live stream, and in that live stream they said that they will be doing more patches for multiplayer and trying to balance things. So hopefully they will actually lower the health of the enemies, because what I don't want to see is, I really do not want to see them do like 100 patches to try to buff every power, to buff every weapon, to make the game feel better and more fun. All they have to do is just, like, nerf the enemies somewhat. And they can really, like, go case by case if they want, like, just lower some of the enemies, keep the other enemies the same. Or they can go ahead and just do, like, a nerf to all enemies, and then they can also go ahead and just reduce the amount of enemies for certain factions and things like that. Or just decide that they're just going to change the way that some enemies work. I don't know, but they definitely need to do something, because right now the powers and the weapons feel very, very weak. Where if you do the ammo glitch, they feel fucking amazing. So I highly recommend doing the ammo glitch if you can, because you can get away with using just the ammo 1. So if you're using like Disruptor ammo and Fire ammo 1, it just makes a huge difference. My only problem with the ammo is I do not like using the ammo, especially on the Hurricane, because the muzzle flash that you get is ridiculous. It actually, like, messes up my aim a lot, because my fucking screen is just glowing so much with fucking lightning or fire or whatever, and it's just annoying. But overall, it's just worth doing, because you're gonna do so much more damage, and it's well worth it. There's no doubt about it. Alrighty guys, let me go ahead and talk about the way I like to play this guy. I mean, you can see it in the gameplay. I'm pretty much just running in close, and because I like to use the Talon, I kind of play the Hurricane the same way. The Hurricane and the Talon actually are very similar guns with their range, although the Talon has better range than the fucking Hurricane, which is kind of crazy, but you know, whatever. But the way I like to play him is I like to use shield boost. I mean, I just think shield boost is so nice. Like, my style when it comes to all my builds for this game right now is making sure I can stay alive. If you notice, I just never really die. It's because I try to design a lot of my builds around survivability, because the longer I'm up and I'm fighting and I'm killing enemies, the better it is for me, because I know that I'm going to be taking out a bunch of dudes before they can take me down, and that's going to help my team out. And I hate going down and then dying in front of like a million enemies, because I love to run and gun. I like to rush. If I die and I'm surrounded by berserkers and everything else, my team, they're just in a really rough spot if they want to come and pick me up. So normally I just meta gel, and sometimes my team will be like, no man, I would have got you, but it's like, dude, there's like fucking 6 enemies around me right now, and I don't want someone to try to come and get me and then die. So the longer I can stay alive, the better. I don't really want to do a glass cannon build because I know I'm going to die a lot. Where like a build like this, if you go for shield boost and everything else, like all the passive perks to boost shield boost, it's amazing. Overload, you don't really need to upgrade it, honestly. I mean, it's a really great power, even if you don't upgrade it. Now, of course, if I had like his card maxed out, I would definitely get overload to 4. But right now, I think it's fine the way it is. And Invasion is a great power. I like to use it not only for the insane debuff that it potentially can do, I like to use it as a stun. It is an amazing stunning move. It's like an Incinerate, although Incinerate kind of sucks because the enemies will dodge it a lot. Yeah, you can stun the fuck out of enemies, and you'll see it in the gameplay multiple times where I will stun multiple enemies, and it's pretty much like the super stun, like the Incinerate stun, and it just wrecks. Like at that point, the enemies are going to die. You're going to have plenty of time to shoot them, and it works against pretty much everything that's not like a mini boss or a boss. You will super stun everybody, and it's amazing. And there's a lot of potential that Invasion can go ahead and spread to like tons of enemies, and that's also really, really amazing. The fact that you can get a 25% debuff on like every enemy. He is the best engineer, there's no doubt. Does he deserve to be ultra rare? Hell yeah. Should there be any ultra rares in the game? Fuck no, I don't think there should be, but whatever, that's besides the point. If somebody deserved it, I think it's him. Out of all the ultra rares, I would say that I think he's my favorite, although I haven't played the Angara Avenger. I actually haven't played a lot of them. Right now I'm working on my Krogan Gladiator, and I have played the Asari Duelist. In fact, her build will be next, because a lot of people have been requesting the Salarian Operator, and also the Asari Duelist. But I will say that the Salarian, in my opinion, is better than her, because the way I have her set up is for melee, and it's really fun to play, but it's not like consistent or really godly good like the Salarian is. He's just godly good all the time. I also think that the Krogan is not going to be nearly as good as this. Now, the Krogan is kind of a gimmick in my opinion, and I have a lot of fun with the Krogan, and you're going to see some really awesome shit when I actually come out with that video. But right now, it is just a gimmick, and it's for fun, and it's not like something that's extremely viable. Although, it's alright. I would say you could probably get away with doing it with randoms. But a lot of times, I like to demonstrate things that you can do with a team, because unfortunately a lot of people don't have that opportunity. And this game is just like amazing when you can come up with something really cool that you can do with a team. Like, hey guys, let's all do this. And everyone's like, all right, yeah, that sounds fun. And when you do it and everybody's like, dude, that's amazing, man. This is so fucking awesome and so much fun. So that's what I'm doing right now with the Krogan Gladiator. It is fucking awesome. So watch out for the Asari Duelist video, and also watch out for the Krogan Gladiator video. And let me know, do you want to see this Turian video? Alrighty guys, well that's going to pretty much do it for the gameplay. I really hope that you have enjoyed it and it has helped. If it has, will you please like the video for me? Be sure to subscribe, and I really do hope that everyone has a very nice day, and peace out.
Yes, you can! Just do it! If you're tired of starting over, stop giving up.